Well, there are new developments in what we know about Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. There are efforts right here in our region of Virginia to understand more about what happened.
In fact, some Virginia tech researchers are the only ones to look at certain aspects of how Facebook and Google paved the way for that influence. And 10 News reporter Tommy Lopez breaks down how they did it and the effects it had.
Facebook found a way around the rules, and it allowed one of the ways for Russia to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. That's what Virginia Tech professor Catherine Henshin says. Her team looked at why political ads on Facebook and Google at that time didn't have disclaimers, meaning no one knew foreign groups were putting up millions of dollars for them.
It'll say that message paid for by, that's a disclaimer. And it tells the citizen who paid for this ad, which is important information that helps you understand where is this political message coming from.
This is a current Facebook ad for Donald Trump. You can see it says his campaign paid for it. Facebook requires those disclaimers now, but if you were scrolling through Facebook 3 years ago, you may not have known who paid for the ads you saw.
The new research shows how years before the election, Facebook and Google pushed to keep their ads free of disclaimers. They said they didn't want to have extra words on screen. Google provided an alternate solution. You could click through the ad to find the disclaimer. Henshin says Facebook took advantage of a highly politicized federal oversight agency, the Federal Election Commission. Facebook didn't offer a compromise like Google did.
That's because Facebook's lawyer knew that it would deadlock the parties, no advisory opinion would be issued, the ads would become essentially unregulated, and Facebook could go ahead and do what they wanted to do.
Henshin says blame can go to the platforms, the federal agency, and the public for not applying pressure.
I think we've all learned a painful lesson, and I think hopefully going forward, we'll all be a bit more conscious about how technology is being used in political campaigns.
Facebook now has a lengthy verification process for political ads. I'm Tommy Lopez, 10 News, working for you.